I send the devil in a trouble now. Now that I know you've given me power, you've given me authority.
We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube.
Hold on. Say when the enemy comes at me like a flood, and thought I lose hope, going to toil and give up. Your spirit reminded me of my first love, the power you gave me through your blood. You clothed me with righteousness and made me victorious. A heart of thanksgiving, I must declare you are glorious. Bless me with the power to tread upon scorpion. I'm already a winner by your nail-pierced hands. I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror. That's who I am. More than a conqueror, I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror. That's who I am. I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror. That's who I am. I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror. I'm more than a conqueror. Sometimes feeling troubled and don't know what to do. Problems piling up, everything coming at you. But encourage yourself as your spirit is renewed. Cry out, Abba Father, he'll see you through. I don't look left nor right. Don't you lose focus. God's about to
Good
deliver
night,
all your
Trisha.
promises made us.
Present.
It's
She's a
not a
chalk.
king and no
She's a
blind
chalk.
tears with Jesus. If God is for us, you tell me who is against us. More than a
Present.
conqueror,
Hello,
more than a
welcome to
conqueror,
Immigration
more
Canada.
than a conqueror. That's who I am. I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror. That's who I am. Say I'm more than a conqueror, more than a conqueror, more than a
If you come in,
conqueror.
we
That's
ask
who
you
I
to
am.
share,
I'm more than a
like,
conqueror,
and
more than a
share.
conqueror.
Hey, Damani.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm selling Damani High over on Instagram.
Okay. Hey, Devani. Alrighty. It was a nice little song to start off
More than
today.
a conqueror. More than
Right.
a, I don't even think I know that song.
You don't know it?
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah, know it
It's so
tonight.
nice. It's so nice. Hello. Damani says, I want to. Damani
Huh?
Damani said, I want to bring a wife over from Russia. Can you help me?
Yes. Tell him to hold it right there. We're coming.
Well, it's right there. We're coming. Good night,
Yes.
Denise. Good night. Good night, everybody. Like and share. Like and share.
Hey, Carrie. Good night. Good night. Good night, Denise. Good
Good
night.
night, everybody. Really appreciate you coming through. It's another week of Immigration Corner. Why me keep us a corner? It's Immigration Corner, right?
Korna, like Korna shop.
Korna.
That's right.
I'm gonna find your
Korna.
page and share to my page.
All right.
All right, nice. People are coming, panic. People are
Come on.
coming, panic.
People are coming in live.
I'm gonna share from your page to mine.
All right.
I, I
Let me
think
see which
okay. I think I shared
one.
it to my profile. Big old D. Okay, yes, share it to my profile. Perfect. All right. For those that are watching on YouTube,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
hi. Thank you
If
for
you
joining
give a little more
than
than
I
what
can
you
take. I love this one.
and if you try to fix more than you bring, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a
It's
place
called
for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak. If
Dia Union Sharon.
No Sir.
All right, Denise. Denise, a big up to you and Sharon. She's my kids.
My
All right.
sister.
Oh, all right.
Denise Gordon,
Big
my
up,
sister is
Denise.
Sharada. Which kids aunt? So Denise.
Big up, Denise. Big up, big up, big
What
up.
up, Denise? Good evening.
Good evening, Attorney Gonique.
Denise session early tonight.
All right.
I'm
What's up
giving
with
very
the
much.
music show now? Council, you
What are we
realize
giving tonight?
attire,
What are we giving tonight? We're giving tonight.
attire, the attire, right?
We're
All right.
giving tonight, guys. We are giving tonight.
All right.
I'm a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way. There's a place for
For
people
people
like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you.
all right, guys, make sure you're liking and sharing.
If
I
you
see
walk
you
around
on
with
YouTube,
your heart on your sleeve,
Instagram, doing well.
and if you're trying to be the change you want to see, if you lay down your life for love so someone could be saved, there's a place for
For
people
people
like
like
you.
you.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there,
Hello, Deerville
there's a
Law. How are
place
you?
to
I haven't
hold.
seen you since Clubhouse days. How
Huh?
are you?
I believe
Hold on, hold on.
when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you. People like you. I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, yeah,
There's a place.
there's a place up there for people like you. I know you're out there, so keep doing what you do, 'cause there's a place up there for people like you.
Hello, Dion Barrett. Good evening. Grams Morgan, we're playing Grams Morgan. What is it? 8:42 on a Monday night. We have a phenomenal show lined up.
All
Professor
right.
Chaz, how was your weekend? How was Thanksgiving?
What am I do again? Work?
What gosh, eat turkey?
I don't like.
Nah.
Me eat me regular. I eat me
Happy
regular,
Thanksgiving, all of you. Happy
regular.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, let's get started. It's Monday night. We're over on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Where else? We're live.
Instagram. You have Instagram?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have my Instagram going. Yes.
YouTube,
Facebook.
Facebook,
hmm
and all of them.
All them
All
things.
right. I go live on Instagram too. So then
Okay.
we put the music as well. Okay. Dion Barrett
Hello, and
says,
hello, everybody. It's Immigration Corner. We're over
love
here.
dance more
If you
than
have
up here
questions
practice the same
or
time.
anything. I'm trying to watch a lot of screens. Like, if you can see all the madness that's going on, we're live on all these places. So bear with us. If you have a question or comment or anything of that sort, do let us know.
Alrighty. So what do we have lined up for today, Council?
Today we have a little bit of news. We're going to do the immigration news at 45 minutes
Mhm,
after the hour.
mhm.
of 8 o'clock. We'll do a little bit of immigration news. Then we have a little bit of dissecting, and then we have Q&A. I don't know what's a hot topic for you tonight. If there's any hot topics you want to talk about, I don't know.
Right. I guess we'll throw it out there to them to put it in the chat and see, and we'll try our best to talk to you about it.
All right, guys, put it in your chat. If you have a hot topic you want to hear us talk about, let us know. If you're joining us, like and share. You know, the first 10 minutes or so is music time, and we were blessed with all kinds of good music tonight.
Yes, people like you and More Than a Conqueror.
Grams,
Everyone on Instagram, welcome to Immigration Korna. Stay tuned. We have a nice little show for you tonight. So share the live, and we're on Facebook as well. We're on YouTube, and we want you to spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Council. I mean, this is the news is the newest feature on Immigration Corner.
Yes. We're gonna read the news tonight.
Yes.
We're ready.
So we're gonna read the news tonight, and we're gonna put on
Hey, hi, welcome. He's welcoming you first. All the first timers, welcome.
Yes.
We're
gonna put on our news voice tonight. That's all.
Yeah, we're just gonna read the news like how news forget read.
All right. So you're the drama program now.
We're ready. We're gonna read some news. People listening to the news.
Right,
I am ready. So
no, but normally when the news start, we have to give one little interlude and one little something.
All right. So what you want to say? Go on, talk.
No, we are going to do it. Wait. Hold on. I like TV with a pan. Oh, do you hear that sound there? I want to comment and let me know.
Comment on the sound if you guys listen to the sound. Listen to the sound. I hope you guys can hear. We're about to do some immigration news over here on Facebook and YouTube.
Please, I want to know if you guys are hearing the sound.
You hear the sound. I want you to drop
make a comment, man. Let me hear.
What's in your cup this week, Professor? Nothing?
Huh?
Nothing is in your cup this week.
Oh no, me have some
because we haven't done what's in your cup yet.
You hear it, Sandy? Just comment and let me know if you're hearing it on Instagram. Yes, we hear it. Trisha said shot. All right, good.
Shot. We hear the shot. One person not easy.
So alive something with it. So this
all right, everybody hear the news.
Okay, we're going back for a take.
Dennis Gordon say yes, she's hearing it.
All right, excellent. Tech layoffs and H-1B visa holders searching for new jobs. No, sir, I want to look at more and start over. All right, we're going.
Guys, immigration court is looking for somebody to read the news.
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me?
Oh, I know why. I'll have the news in detail. Wait. All right.
Our immigration corner. We're looking for somebody who can
bear with me.
News.
Take two. All right. Tech layoffs and H-1B visa holders searching for new job. Welcome to the Immigration Corner News you can use. Today is Monday, November 28th, and I'm Darren Johnson.
And I'm Deani Winter Funde.
Because we not do nothing by a script. We have to read the news.
And I'm Deani Winter Funde. And this is news you can use. Darren.
Deani, me not hear you.
Me don't know why you block me. You block me?
Go on. We just have to read the news.
Can you hear me?
CNN and BBC. That.
Are you hearing me? Test.
All right. Go ahead again.
Test.
Yes. All right. So tech layoff sends H-1B visa holders searching for new jobs. In other news, Form I-589, USCIS announced applicants should use this form for asylum and for withholding of removal. And in further news, Diani?
And in further news, there are new DACA guidelines that are now officially in place.
Uh-huh.
I'm Deanna Winter Funday, and it's Monday, November 28th, 2022. Darren.
All right. So tech layoffs and H-1B visas holders searching for new jobs. There has been an increase in layoffs in the tech industry, leaving workers living in the United States on temporary visas with barely any time to find a new job, or they will have to return to their home country. The tech industries use the H-1B visa program to gain foreign employees with specialized skills such as computer science and engineering. Reports from employees at Meta and Twitter have shown that there has been a recent round of job cuts resulting in at least 350 immigrant H-1B visa holders becoming unemployed. Many say they were given inadequate guidance from companies that sponsored them.
And in further news, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service announced applicants should use Form I-589 when applying for asylum in the United States and for withholding of removal. This form can be filed if the applicant is not physically present in the United States and is not a United States citizen. If the applicant fails to file Form I-589 within 1 year of arrival into the United States, they may not be eligible to apply for asylum under Section 208, little a, big 2, big B of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Darren.
A new DACA guidance is officially in place. The Biden administration has implemented new guidance on how to handle applications for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA. The new rule does not change DACA's eligibility, but it is meant to fortify the program as the legality of it is currently challenged in court. Even without the battles in court over the program, DACA does not grant a pathway to U.S. citizenship. Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, has said that there needs to be a long-term solution decided in Congress for the future of the program.
And in further news, the United States is providing abortion access for detained migrant youths. Last week, the United States government took steps to help pregnant migrant youths who are in custody without their parents to be able to access abortion services by assigning them to shelters in states that still permit this access. Pregnant migrant youths will also be provided with transportation if needed from states where abortion is mostly banned to a state where it is legal. These policy changes provided by the Biden administration are in response to how the United States Supreme Court overturned the nationwide right to abortion access in June. Government officials and contractors with religious opposition to abortion are not required to assist in providing access under this policy update. Immigration Korna reached out to the Biden administration. However, no comment was forthcoming. Darren.
Cuba agrees to accept U.S. deportation flights. Cuba agreed to accept U.S. deportation flights that carry Cubans apprehended at the U.S.-Mexico border. ICE has about a dozen Cubans in custody, which have failed an initial screening for asylum at the border. The agency is waiting until they have enough Cubans deportees to send on a plane to Havana. Deportations of Cubans were paused during the pandemic, but the United States continues to deport a small number of Cubans through commercial airlines.
Oh, you know, something name is Diani.
Tiani.
Thank you. And immigrants deport. And finally, in news you can use, immigrants deported on cannabis, also known as marijuana, also known as weed, also known as Kush. President Joe Biden has announced pardons for nearly 6,500 Americans convicted on federal marijuana possession charges as part of an executive order to eventually decriminalize simple marijuana possession. Immigration advocates argue the pardons should also be granted to undocumented immigrants that were incarcerated and some deported for marijuana charges after spending most of their lives living and working in the United States. More than 130 immigration advocacy groups plan on sending a letter to President Biden requesting an inclusion of refugees, asylum seekers, and visa holders with marijuana, also known as cannabis, also known as weed, convictions. I am Diani Winterfunde, and this
And,
is news you can use.
and
Professor
I'm
Johnson.
Darren Johnson, your other host. More stories to come in subsequent newscasts. All right, people. Good one.
We done. No, so when they ABC Aya, also known as Ganja, LOL. Is ABC hiring? This is news. You can use Instagram. We just covered immigration news. We talked about, and now we're going to dissect the
Yeah,
news.
we're gonna break
And
it down and kind of
we're
make
going
it
to
more
dissect the
fun to
news a
watch.
little bit.
Right. So,
Any
so the
questions about the
first,
news?
yes. Any questions?
Any
Any
feedback
comments?
about this new feature? Do you guys like it or don't like it? It too serious?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about the new feature, news, the
Then he
bad
said,
man
"Bad
life.
in our life." Lily say, "I can't manage, you know." Well done, guys. Ojai.
I love this. And this is not made up news, guys. This is actual stuff that we
Actual
researched
stuff.
and wrote for you guys. Well, we're not writing, we TP up a smarty thing.
Right. So it's actually happening.
It's
Uh,
actually happening. This is news that is actually happening in the immigration space. And I always say, as an immigration lawyer or as somebody who serves immigrants, you should go beyond just filling out a form. You should have knowledge of what's going on. You should be able to provide any and all information to your clients. And we saw, are we going to call it Twittergate?
Twitter.
Twittergate and Metagate, where Twitter and Facebook laid off all those H-1B workers.
Yeah. So all of the people, them bright people, they were come them visa to come work, tech
Yeah,
industry, software engineers, and you name it, all those high level jobs. They these
laid
big
off.
tech companies, they're laying them off. They're saying to them, "Hey, we don't have a job. We don't have a job for you anymore. So
Mhm.
you're gonna have to do something else."
So if you are an immigration service provider or an attorney and you get a call by one of these employees, you should know what to do. You should know you can do some. A lot of these employees are in status, so you can do some change of status for them,
Right.
especially if you find that they possess like extraordinary abilities or anything of that sort. You should
Right.
definitely, hey, Instagram, you should be trying to oh, them said 9 people are watching my Instagram. I saw that then meaning nobody watch me on Instagram. Okay. They said 9 people join. Oh, me don't know. But in any event, if you are offering any kind of services to immigrants, it is a good time to kind of know what options some of these engineers can have. Remember, engineers, you can move them into some of those coveted categories, extraordinary abilities. You can probably move them into a O, but it's really good that you definitely, if you're not comfortable with some of these employment based practice areas, it's good to reach out to myself or someone who practice in this field if you
Right.
come across any of these workers that were laid off. If you were laid off, I would advise you to consult with an attorney immediately just to see what that work visa looks like and what you can and what can be done.
Right. And when we say extraordinary, we mean something that you're offering to the government where nobody else not have. So
Or
it can't
talk to
be a
your
skill.
employer.
It's something where really stand out, reach
Mhm.
out, because 9 out of 10 times there's some sort of recourse or relief for you. And that's why we have lawyers to kind of work with you.
Yes.
So please reach out if you're in that situation.
Okay.
What about on that issue? Even though, because this one is more so the skilled workers. What about the non-skilled workers?
that were laid off from most of the H1B, most of these people that were laid off have some kind of skill because they were with Meta or Twitter. So they were
Mhm.
the engineers. Most of them I would consider H1B, they would be
Those
skilled.
high skills. Okay.
Very few, I don't think they would have had any unskilled workers up in Meta and Twitter. That would
All right.
surprise me.
Right. So we're going to dissect further into the Form I-589, and that is the
Mhm,
application for asylum and for withholding of removal.
mhm.
So when people are applying for asylum, right, in the US and for withholding of removal, the USCIS or immigration now wants you to use this form. Um, However, you cannot use the form if you're not physically, if you're not literally in the US and you're not a citizen. So if you fail to do that, if you fail to file this form within 1 year of you coming flying to the US, right, you may not be eligible to apply for asylum under the Immigration Act, Section 208. And Diana, this is something I've been seeing a lot. A lot of people come and for whatever reason, whether it's whatever humanitarian reasons they want asylum for, and
Mhm.
they wait a long period of time, and
Maybe,
then they are not eligible anymore.
yeah.
So this is a great reminder to people: if you come to the States and you have intentions to stay because you foresee that you're going to need to probably seek immigration benefit under asylum, then it's important for you to reach out, get good sound advice, so that you can be in the know and
Mhm.
not lose any benefit or be at a disadvantage.
Right. And I see that a lot. And I'll just correct and say the form can be filed if you're outside of the United States. You don't have to be physically present to
Right.
file this asylum application. Keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Um, Typically, when you come into the United States, there's a 1 year statutory timeline which says, hey, from the moment you enter, you must file this application within a year. I always
Right.
encourage, if you think you don't have all the documents, because a lot of people feel like they don't have all the documents,
Mhm.
I would file what we call a skeleton application. So
Right.
file like a bare bones application and
You
then
mean
later on
a MAGA
supplement.
application?
I'm
So
sorry.
you're saying a MAGA application you'd
Yeah,
file
you
an.
can't file a MAGA application, the skeleton. Just file a bare bone.
Mhm.
And then later you can, if you need to get some more local records for beef up the thing, you can do
Right.
so later. But just keep in mind that this can be done without you having, because a lot of people spend time saying, oh, I don't want to file yet because me not have everything, me want to get the police report, me want to get this, me want to get that. That is not the case. You can definitely file later on. Just keep that in
All
mind, guys.
I guess all they'll do is just send what they call an RFE, which is
Yeah, and
request for
then
more.
you have, and with asylum applications, you have until they call them come home before you even get a hearing. So you
Yeah, but
have a time frame. Yeah, it's long. I mean, come on, it's a
it takes
fact.
a while,
It
right?
takes a
But the
while,
good
so
thing
take
though,
your time.
once you file the asylum, you automatically get a work
150
authorization.
days. Yeah, after 150 days on the asylum clock. So there's
Right.
literally a clock that starts running, and there's certain things you should not do to stop the clock, because if you put off a hearing or file a motion to continue, it stops the asylum clock from running. So you literally want to do, you want to make sure, and I see a bunch of lawyers over on Instagram, hey guys, you want to make sure that nothing stops your asylum clock. But just
Mhm.
keep in mind what my biggest news, if you know anybody that has come up through the border, make
Right.
sure you encourage them to get that application filed within 12 months of them being in the United States.
So that a reminder: if you came to the US through that border,
Mhm.
um, talk to somebody. Don't just sit and wait, because you're not gonna know what parameters are there, or
Yes.
opportunities are there for you if you don't talk to somebody. So please reach out.
File a skeleton application, and then later you
Mhm.
can definitely update your application. Thank you guys for Instagram from watching. Oh, look at all of my friends from Clubhouse over on Instagram. Thank you for watching. All
All
right,
right.
Dako.
Other one, DACA, and this is a really hot topic. I think it's a show we have to do this one in
Ashoka Daka.
because as a Caribbean person, as a Jamaican, I realize a lot of Jamaicans don't use this avenue as well for their children. It's deferred action for childhood arrivals, and so if they would have how it go if them coming to the country at a young age,
It's like a
it,
mathematical equation. They have to be at a certain age
right,
when that was implemented back in 2011, I believe.
right.
So
So
they
if
have
you
to
were
be at
here from 2011
and prior.
and or prior, you would have been eligible for this. Even though I know now they kind of have it at a standstill
Right.
because of the whole court proceedings and all of that. But they are saying that the new rule that's coming up, it doesn't change the eligibility, but what it means is that it will strengthen the program as they fight in court, as they look at the legality and how it's
Mhm.
administered or adjudicated. And so even a point to note though, even though they're doing all of that and and there's a little wait, it doesn't really lead to citizenship. So
It
it
does
will
not.
allow you to stay here and probably work, but you won't get citizenship.
Yeah.
So the head down there, what's his name? Alejandro?
Alejandro Mayorkas.
Yes,
Head
he
of
has said
government,
that
Alejandro
he's looking into
Mayorkas.
long-term
Yeah.
solutions on how Congress can concretize the future of the program.
Yes.
All right. And then we talked about United States providing abortion access for detained migrants.
This is an interesting one for me. This is interesting only because these are children that are not, there are no adults around them, meaning they're not in the care of their family.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a touchy one for me. So they might have arrived pregnant, and I'm hoping they're not getting pregnant in the detention centers because we have a ton of unaccompanied minors sitting in detention. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious to see
Oh yeah, yes, Madianak.
what on.
All right, cool.
I put him on so
No, no, so they don't feel blown
please
on.
next time I'm gonna put live recording in session. Got
Oh
him and blow
boy.
them, let them know. Yeah, this is a tricky one. I'm curious to see what our audience thinks about abortion being the detention centers, moving migrant youths across state lines into jurisdictions that allow abortion so they can
Right.
have an abortion. So I'm curious what people are thinking about that. That is curious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys, for watching us over. Hey, Brazen Lawyer. Oh, it's like Clubhouse all over again. Hey, I am curious to see. Bianca, I'm curious what you think about the migrant youths being moved into states where they can have abortion. I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious about that. Very, very curious, actually, to see what people
Right.
think. What do you think, Professor?
I mean, it's an interesting phenomenon, and it leaves much to desire. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
there are a lot of things that we'd have to look into the intricacies
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, this is a
Kind of
stretch.
tricky for me. So
Yeah.
I would want to kind of dive in more and to understand the facts and how they're maneuvering the situation. But it definitely leaves much to desire. I
Yeah.
think Andre is saying it is tricky. It is a tricky issue of the
Yeah.
fact that a lot of children are getting sexually abused in custody,
In
and that's
custody, and that's the part that concerns me. Is like, are these children arriving pregnant? I don't know, Bianca, if you hear about
right.
this, or are they getting pregnant while in custody? Because then we have a bigger issue.
Right.
If they're
That
presenting pregnant, then okay. But if this is
system.
happening in our backyard, then certainly we have a whole different kind of problem. If we have unaccompanied children getting pregnant while in detention, I don't like that at all.
All right.
Ohio says, in his view, abortion is wrong on all levels. Definitely can respect your opinion on that, Ohio.
All
But
right.
I hope these children are not getting pregnant while they're in custody of the U.S. government.
Then we would have to go up there, go draw them by the ears.
Listen, man.
Right. All right. So further, so we'll do
We'll
some research.
continue to pay attention. And if
Talk,
you guys
talk
hear
to see
anything
what's going
about
on.
some of these policies, let us know. And which goes back to how why it is important for everybody to vote.
Right. Because then sometimes you sit down and say you're not vote, nothing changes. You're part of the problem when you don't vote.
Mhm,
So it's
mhm.
important to kind of exercise that right if you can. Because remember, we said it, a green card holder cannot vote. You have to be a United States citizen.
In
All right.
order to vote. Oh,
Cuba
there's
agreed to
Instagram.
accept
They can't hear me. Kiki, you can't hear me. I
Mr.
wonder.
Mir, Kiki Wadia, and she tell Kiki Samir just a little the Spanish.
Your man Kiki full of her tongue in a Spanish. Full Spanish. Kiki, I am so sorry. They said they can't hear me.
They can't hear you. Um, she is immigration. Hi, welcome, antisocial queen. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
try.
they
I'm
can't
gonna
hear me.
try
I
and
I
can
don't
you
know why.
can I add you to? We soon come Facebook. Hold on. Let's add Diani to this live. Can I think I can add you
Yeah,
on
add
it
me
on.
to your live. But
All
I
right.
hope you can hear me. They're saying we can't hear you. I waved. I
All right.
waved.
So hold
Yeah,
on.
I
I'm gonna add
waved.
you to the live. So you come on my live. And
Okay.
then I think you did you get it because it should show on yours anyway. Did you get something to accept?
Invite, no. They just say can't hear. I didn't get anything to accept. I
Let
wonder if
me
it's my Wi-Fi.
me invite you. See ya, Diani. Invited. So you should see something. Click on it.
Go in my app.
Yeah, go on Instagram. You're on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So did you get a
I'm ending my live video.
hmm?
I'm ending my live.
Okay.
All right. Then
Eh, One of the things I like about Instagram, you can literally bring people on live.
yeah, I love
Uh,
that too. All right, I'm on yours. Hey, so I'm on your
tap,
live now.
did you
Tap.
did you come up, tap it or something?
I did. I'm sending you a request to join.
All right, hold on. I see you join. Facebook, you're coming. Just a little technical difficulties, but we have to make sure everybody have access.
Yeah,
Oh, Miss CNOD.
but I will have feedback.
All right, so this is what we're going to do.
Guys, we are doing a lot. There's a delayed feedback.
I know why. We need to mute. Is there still the feedback? We just a try out this. No worry on yourself. D, I
Because
think
I
it stopped now. You heard it?
test,
I'm
test,
hearing you loud and clear.
loud and clear. There's a feedback, but I'm hearing you
All right.
much
So I think
better.
you move
Wait,
away your. Uh,
test
yeah,
better.
it's still coming. I'm still hearing a little choppy, but
We drop Instagram tonight until it's resolved, or I can leave and you stay on Instagram.
you hear me now?
I'm hearing you.
But Facebook people are hear me or no? Because what it seemed I had to mute Facebook.
Facebook, are you hearing us?
No.
Them not hear we?
Andre says there's a delayed feedback.
Ganique says they're hearing
So
us.
is hearing me. But me mute. Can she hear me? All right, Rajiv, can you hear? Okay, you're hearing us. Okay.
Oh, nice. On that part, yeah.
Right. So,
Who are we bringing on? You said we'll bring on somebody?
no, we're continuing, but you had a big shot did over Instagram.
But my big shot them gone. Come over your page.
No, but they should join.
You think they can see me still?
Let me talk Kiki.
Kiki and all of them. I'm on a different page, guys. Hopefully, you guys can hear me because I came off of my Instagram.
So let me see people come on, but all right. Hold on. Oh, me just see some come up now. Shadana is in the house. Hey, hi, Team Queen. How are you? All right. So I see. My mic is mute, so I'm going to put that. All right. We'll figure this out. But Mr. Gani covered. All right. So back to the news. Cuba agrees to accept U.S. deportation flights.
Yes.
So
yes.
Cuba, of course, they have sided with the U.S., with the United States, to start their deportation flights that would basically carry those Cubans who were in custody, and they were taken at the U.S.-Mexico border. And so ICE, tell me about ICE. Who is ICE again, T?
The
Immigration Custom Enforcement.
Custom enforcement. So ICE is a police. So DHS is this like humongous monster. Mm-hmm. Department of Homeland Security. Under DHS sits USCIS and also ICE, CBP, and all them people.
All them
except for the court side. The court side is under the EIOR. Executive Office of Immigration Review. Yes. Mm-hmm. So ICE. And what's interesting about this is that most people, if you've had a lot of Cubans in your practice or anything, if you're representing Cubans, you have what we call wet foot, dry foot. Meaning if you were in the sea, you were sent back to Cuba. And then if you made land, then you could just land and you could apply for adjustment within 12 months. Now, all that has changed under the Obama administration. I think they got rid of wet foot, dry foot. So Cubans, like everybody else, even though we have the Cuban Adjustment Act, they still have to go through the process like everybody else. And now they've taken it a step further and said, look, if you fail that initial credible fair hearing for asylum, they're going to send you back home. So this is interesting. This is interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm. And also requires somebody who is knowledgeable to walk you through the process. All right. So I guess the agency is still waiting until they have enough Cubans, until they have enough people to basically send them. But for now, they're using commercial airlines to kind of just send back.
And they're just waiting until they have enough. So interesting for the Cubans.
And then now onto the Kush story. Kush, what we call it? Kush, marijuana, cannabis, ganja.
Hey, Miss Donna. Hey.
So Joe Biden recently announced pardons for nearly 6,500 Americans convicted on federal marijuana possession charges as part of his executive order to eventually decriminalize. That means nobody say them a criminal again. Simple marijuana possessions. And so immigration advocates like Diani, they have been arguing that pardon should also be granted to undocumented immigrants, the people who don't have no papers, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that because they were incarcerated and some were sent home because of these marijuana charges, and so after spending most of their lives and working in the US, it's only fair that they stay here. Where else them go? So more than 130 immigration advocacy group They've been working in the pipeline. They're planning to send letters to the Biden administration. They're requesting an inclusion. They want the Biden administration to include refugees, to include asylum seekers, and visa holders who have marijuana convictions.
Convictions. Yeah. And sometimes I think like bad nonsense because I feel
Hmm.
so like, oh, no, the election I come up and start play to the minds of
Yeah.
immigrants like we not have no sense. Like
Like
how the
when
heck
we get my email about the student loan something.
yeah, I read it and be like, but
Was it
wait,
not? I
sir,
get it.
this don't make no
Uh,
sense.
right.
Exactly. And I think this is one of those cases where people look at this and say, oh, you see, the president is doing this. First of all, a lot of simple marijuana possession, 20 grams or less, does not get you in trouble. So the fact that he's offering a decriminalization of simple possession of marijuana makes no sense. This does not speak to immigrants whatsoever. Because
Mm,
immigrant, when I get deported to 30 pound of marijuana. Them I get
right.
deported to 100 pound of marijuana, possession of cocaine, methamphetamine. So he's not helping immigrants. I want people to be very much aware of that. So it might take people if it dons. Why
All
song
right.
go? Why song name?
Don't check in at the book. Something, something.
Me not have no when
That
you've
one.
done yeah, all the while, a lot of these, Andre said facts, a lot of these politicians think immigrants dunce. We not dunce, you know. We don't done. But you will come on a country and we have to learn the laws, look a bit and understand. But this decriminalization makes no sense, President Biden, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you and Kamala up there doing, but this is not making sense.
Rightly so. So, Biden, we ask that you
A
look
competent,
carefully.
yes,
Yeah.
please,
Like
thanks.
a competent team of um, um, people who have sense.
And I will volunteer.
Right. And Diane is ready to volunteer. I know District Council Andre is ready. I know
Don't,
Donna,
don't. Donna said we
right,
don't know. Donna is ready. The
right?
Donnas are ready. At Council Ganique Williams is ready. Everybody
We're ready.
is
We're ready. But in any event, though, we want to implore people who are watching to stay away. If you can stay away from it, though, stay away from it. Nobody get involved in it
ready.
because
Yeah.
what it does, it complicates things for you, especially if you have an immigration issue. So it's important to kind of just keep
Mm-hmm.
clear all them something there, so you don't really have to deal with those nuances when it comes to immigration. All right, Constance, so we basically dissect all of the news items
Yes.
today, which is good. I think it was a good little segment because
The good
if and
news.
every day we have to come and chat. We can put in at the farm and news. We can make it exciting so that people can actually glean, and that's the teacher in us, right? You have to
Yeah.
find ways to kind
Information.
of disseminate and give the information out to people, and so that's what you'll find that we'll do here creatively. We don't have no script. We don't really script nothing. Like today, we just get up and say, all right, Gani, we feel like, and Mr. Your next lawyer, Attorney Grant, we just get up and we feel like, black
Rachel
and
Grant, Rachel Grant was my little mentee way before she went to law school.
yes, Rashid Grant was my head girl.
Okay, bring her on. Can she come on and talk? I don't know. Is she
She's over
on?
on Instagram.
Oh, she's on my Instagram, Lord. Get
Yeah.
on my.
Yeah.
Maybe
Could I
find
come over? If Rachel, if you're hearing this message and you want to come over Facebook, come on over. Come on over. In fact, I could bring her in if you're available. So just let us know. But yeah, and she went to my alma mater as well.
about Nat Gallimore.
Come on over. That's right. Come on over. In fact, I could bring her in if you're
So,
available. Just let us know. But yeah, and she went to my alma mater as well.
Metro Watch Instagram.
That's right. It's So, and she went to my alma mater as well.
You hear the delay?
It's giving me feedback though.
All right, I'm gonna jump off your page then.
Yeah.
Jump off. All right, so that's what's going on, guys, in Immigration Corner this week. We talk
Yes,
about
we want to hear from you. What are
yeah,
your questions? I know from time to time you'll send messages. So let's talk. Send those messages. You have free information here now Because again, once we jump off of this, we have a link. We're gonna send it to you. You gotta
Mhm.
pay to talk to us there. Um,
Quiet tonight. Everybody's so quiet tonight
everybody is really gleaning. Everybody is really learning.
because tonight is an education corner. And the immigration corner tonight is education corner. What else did I have? H1Bs. We talk about DACA. We talk about asylum. And a big thing is the asylum because you know what's so interesting?
Mhm.
Um, a lot of Jamaicans are now coming across the Mexico border because you know you don't need a visa to go to Mexico. So
Right.
a lot of Jamaicans are taking that chance and that risk to go across to the Mexican border to see, to try a thing.
So those Jamaicans who are going across the Mexican border, when you get to the Mexican border, and God forbid, and them hold you, right?
Hopefully I want you to present yourself. I don't want you to sneak in.
Yeah, because when you sneak in, you can't say we don't have anything to show that you landed. And if you don't
Yeah.
have anything to show that you landed, you
Hmm.
cannot get immigration benefits in the States. So
Hmm.
Dana, that's number one. When you come at the border, just gear up, show up.
They call it presenting yourself, which is rough because a lot of people tend to think, let me just sneak in, meaning let me take the flight from Jamaica to Mexico, and then I'm going to find a coyote and sneak in. The Mexican border, it's very tricky now because it's packed. The US Mexico border is very packed
Hmm.
because we have the Remain in Mexico program, which Biden is trying to get rid of, where it says you have to wait in Mexico to be processed. Um, I can't tell nobody what to do, but if you present yourself, you present yourself and you'll get what we call a credible fear hearing, meaning the officer asks you, are you
Question.
afraid of going back home to your home country? And then you can tell them why. For most people, if they pass that hearing, Donna, they are allowed to come in, not enter. Entering the United States and coming into the United States are two different things. So you have people around you physically that are physically present, and immigration does a really shitty job with language because you'll see somebody who is physically in the United States and they have no legal entrance, meaning they didn't enter. They were just allowed in. Some were not even paroled, and paroled, admitted, inspected are three really crucial legal terms when it comes to immigration. Because if them just let you in to go in front of the judge, that means you have none. You don't have parole, you don't have entry, and you don't have inspection. So they've just allowed you in because they believe you have a fear and they cannot make a determination. So they put you into immigration court. Um, Most will file an asylum application because technically they have no other remedies. When you look at remedies in immigration, Donna, you have from A to Z. Most people that come across the border will have like one remedy. That's why everybody says asylum, 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 asylum. Over 90% of these claims will be denied. When they go in front of an immigration officer or a judge, these claims will be denied because
And
it's
why you
overused.
say it's overused? So when you say they come and what claim specifically you're referring to that it's overused?
Asylum.
Asylum. Okay.
The claim of asylum, where everybody's saying asylum, I have been persecuted,
Uh-huh.
because when you think about it, the only reason they're saying that is because they have nothing left.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, right?
So, but do you think, let's say, Jamaica, especially when it comes to your sexuality,
Hmm.
Jamaican coming through and they claim that, do they have 9 out of 10 times? Do they have a high chance of getting
They
in
so
on that
claiming,
basis?
I love that question because here's the thing. A lot of times they will believe the sexuality part for my Jamaican clients. What they don't believe is the persecution. But Jamaicans have a better chance because of how Jamaicans are with our gay community. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to
So,
look
when
far.
you say persecution, that could be the crime and the violence,
Somebody
and
will kill me. Like if I go back
somebody will kill you,
home.
somebody will shoot up,
Exactly.
right?
And it
So
can't,
that's
the challenge we have with a lot of the claims coming out of Jamaica is that people are not, they don't understand fully how to articulate the persecution piece. So them say,
Mhm.
my father want kill me.
Right.
We need somebody who the government, who works for the government, or who the government fails to control. Not
Right.
my auntie, not my cousin who put me out and send me to the city to go live.
Hmm.
But it has to be like, who is this person? Did he
Right.
report it to the police? What did the police do? So it has to be somebody who the government or the government fails to control.
Right. So you need evidence to corroborate that, to say,
Yes.
listen, this is what is happening. I mean, they know war, they're everywhere. It's not
Hmm.
like Iran or
Hmm.
one of them crazy places. So to my point, Andre is asking, do you believe that the asylum process is going to get more stringent for Jamaican applicants because of the fact that so many Jamaicans are coming across the border, and it will have a negative effect on those who have legitimate claim?
I
Yeah,
think I love that question. Is that Andre? Andre look like him a lawyer, man.
Andre is lawyer.
He's
Is
a
actually
lawyer. Oh,
Johnny.
Andre. Like, I'm like, oh, it's a question. So I love this. I was like, wait, Andre, but put on the glasses properly. I
Right.
love that question. So I think we're going up the hill to a peak, Andre. And
Mhm.
where for Jamaicans, we haven't hit the peak yet to go downhill. I think we're still coming up where we have some good claims coming out of Jamaica because, quite frankly, they're true, Andre.
Mhm.
They're true.
And,
But
and
we
and
haven't.
and to the truth point, Diani, it
Mhm.
just requires a skilled,
To
sensible attorney to work with
articulate,
you.
to
Because
really articulate what
I
that
mean,
fear is.
like as Diani said, we're going up there, we're not there yet. And people in everything, you're gonna have people who
Mhm.
lie, people who tell the truth, and so it's the system is not fair, but
Mhm.
I know there are people out there who can really put arguments in place, be convincing, and just state the facts. And if you have evidence to corroborate, this is my plight, this is
Mhm.
what is going on, you know, there's no way immigration cannot um, provide that benefit to you. The only thing is that I know of, because of the process, I'm sure the time span might even get longer.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
just to corroborate, like I said, for Jamaicans, Andre, like we're going up that hill. If you
Mhm.
think about it, Andre, I've been practicing for 17 years. 10 years ago, you could never get a Jamaican, even if they have an alternative sexual orientation, they would never in writing claim this to be so.
Mhm.
It was the flip side where you say, look, you really have this claim, like you have a claim based on your sexual orientation.
Right,
Most Jamaicans, men and women 10 years ago, would not have admitted to this. And
right.
that's what I mean about we're hitting a little climb now where we're seeing a lot more Jamaicans are taking advantage of this law. This is not new law. Asylum and sexual orientation is not new. It's nothing new. This has been on the books for years,
Yours,
but now
yours.
we're seeing more Jamaicans saying, you know what, quite frankly, I am gay and I am being persecuted. And immigration officers are willing to take a deeper look at it because, quite honestly, it is true. I think and I predict in maybe the next 3 to 5 years, when a lot of these claims are going to come to bump, because remember now we're doing a lot of filing right now, Andre. Like in the last 2 3 years we're doing a lot of filing. Most will make their way to court, I think, in the next 3 to 5 years, and that's when we're going to see maybe immigration officers taking a deeper look. It's like Venezuelans, it's every community that really comes into asylum. After a while, you see the officers start looking at petitions, because what happens when you have one successful asylum claim, it goes back and they're like, oh, when you go, say this, say that. Oh, here's a police report. Everything starts to look similar. So
Mhm.
I don't think Jamaicans on a whole have reached the negative effect place yet, but I think we're going to get there because practically every individual you talk to now coming out of Jamaica through Mexico, they're saying, I'm gay. As a counselor, professor,
Mhm.
I don't ask whether that's not my business. That's not
Right,
my, I don't
right,
ask a question that I don't know the answer to. So I would
right,
never ask someone, are you gay?
right,
No. And the asylum officers will never ask, are you gay? They're going to ask about the evidence of persecution: who, what, where, why, when, how.
Right, and then you just show them that. Interesting. So to sum that up, Andre, I would say to people, if you have a legitimate claim, still pursue, still seek that help to pursue, because if your claim is legitimate, there are
Mhm.
systems in place, there are processes in place that guides that, and 9 out of 10 times you will get the necessary benefit that you should get.
Mhm.
All right.
Donna,
Um,
put a check mark if we answered your question. Andre, put a check mark. Andre, the boss, Johnson, put a check mark if we answered your question.
mhm.
Oh, me like I like the question.
Yeah, I
Official.
like it because the question eye level,
It's eye
stringent.
level
Yeah.
for real.
So Donna is saying, in the case of getting an advocate, how effective are they? That's why the immigration live, Korna.
I think it's very effective, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
When they file that first asylum application, a lot of them may use a document preparer or somebody on the cheat, because most come in, they don't have the, thanks, Andre, they don't have the necessary funds yet. So they'll get, say, an advocate. The beautiful thing about asylum, Donna, is you get what we call, Andre, you might call it something different in your setting. There's a calendar where it'll tell you what's due 30 days before you can submit briefs and things like that. So you
Mm-hmm.
do get a chance. I get a chance as an attorney to supplement that original application. However, the original doesn't go away. So if in the original application you put something kind of sideways, it's
Right.
still going to be there. But me now as counsel may have to come in and explain or try to kind of make up some ground on what that discrepancy was. So getting an
Right.
advocate early is important, and they can help you with your with what we call your personal statement or your affidavit. It depends what they call it. So all
Right.
that really helps on
On
from
it.
the ground up. And the
Right.
advocate may know like a psych, so we can do a psych eval, a
It
psychological
boost
evaluation,
for the case.
boost to boost up the thing. Yeah.
Right. So Donna, I think too, for those who are watching, maybe they're document preparers, etc. You can, take those cases, but then work with an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Work with an attorney to kind of guide you, and especially if you like me, I'm true to myself. So I know there are certain things I cannot go in a court of law because I'm not a attorney. So of course, DNA knows me. I go ring off our phone. I'm gonna ring off Kevin's phone and say, listen, me have the client here. I me really need you have to go a court with the client.
And that's a good point, because I find a lot of advocates will quickly fill out the asylum application so they can
Hmm.
get that 150-day work authorization, because after 150 days on the asylum clock, they get the work authorization. But what happens when the client get the interview? What happens when the client get the request for evidence? What happens when the client to go for them ICE check-in? What
Right
happens when the
there.
client have master calendar hearing?
Right. So you have
All
to
of
look at the bigger
that,
picture down the road eventually. You
it's a
have to get
much bigger picture.
that.
The clients want to do a change of venue. They're in New York. The family say, "No, come to Florida because there's a house in Florida with a bedroom for you."
Right.
That client can't just pack up and left come to Florida. They have to do a change of venue upon them case. So these are
Mhm.
things where, of course, being an advocate is helpful, but you need a little guidance to kind of say, "Hey, make we navigate this during for court."
Right. Excellent. Good discussion. Good discussion. Andrea, I just help a person with a
Change
change
of
of
venue. That's what I mean. Yes,
excellent.
you can't just
And
pack
how
up.
was the process? How was the process, Andre? You might have to type it.
Andre, tell us, unless you want to jump on Andre, send Andre a link. It'll back him up. But he late.
Yeah, maybe Andre can kind of walk us through how he did
Yeah,
that.
the change of venue is relatively easy. Some of the judges, if you're on like the MPP
Oh, it's
program, why was it horrendous? I mean, I find them horrendous.
what, let me see if we can pull him in and let him tell us about his
Andre, why
experience.
horrendous? I don't find mine to be horrendous at all. And a lot of the courts, they can do e-filing.
Mhm.
Was the person on MPP? Was the person on the Remain program? MPP, what do you call it? Remain in Mexico.
Or was the person even Mexican?
Oh, did they owe money? The person had an attorney who did not want to come off the case.
Oh, so that G2 it stuck.
No, E28.
E28.
In court, it's E. Yeah, in Sinting in
USCIS is G.
a G. But Professor Johnson, you're going well.
Ah!
Yay! Let me move over. Let
Ay!
me move
Yeah.
over.
So because the person had an attorney who
Didn't
did
have
not
the
want
money.
it,
I knew that once I see how the conversation, I was like, because if the
something was going
and
on.
here's the thing too, it's not that the attorney doesn't want to come up. A lot of and that is why when me do any court work, me want to offer my money up front. Because here's the thing. Immigration judges, once an immigration judge gets you on a case, Andre, they don't want to let you off. Immigration judges don't want to offer anybody order anybody removed um without a judge.
Right.
So they love, yeah, they love when an attorney is on the case. So sometimes that's why me take most of my money up front because the judge them don't want to let we off. Because the judge
Mm,
know where to service, the judge know where to counsel the client. It's hard. See, Andre said the judge, true.
true.
Immigration judges do not like to let us off the case. That is why I
Mhm.
will say my price for a removal case, $17,500. Half is due before me even enter my appearance.
Hold on. Let's say that again, boldly and proudly.
Oh, I'm
17,500.
sorry. Did I stutter?
But you know what, people? I tell people you have to make your immigration
You're,
issues your
but
priority.
I can tell you that I'm gonna work this case till my knuckles are white.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna work. You see, if Donna said you stuttered, ear them money. Um, no, for real though. When I get a removal case, I'm filing briefs. I'm doing motions to terminate. I am being strategic. Me start file a whole heap of things. Sometimes I'll do voluntary departure. I have a
And the thing
client.
about it, I mean, I've seen her with her clients. She not the regular
I'm
pian
not a
pian.
regular degla.
No, me
No.
no go it grill octopus and them something there and really go through and talk to them. So that's
No,
why the
for
money.
real. But
Yeah.
like Andre, when I get a case for removal, my goal is to keep my client from going in front of the judge. I don't want the judge to make a decision on my case. So I'll do everything in the process to get my client a relief before judgment day. Because by the time you get to the judge, you better have all your ducks in order.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing like post-conviction relief. May I reach out to Custom and Border Patrol to get parole in place. May I do all kind of things with this a case before it's time to have that last hearing.
You know, one yard boy.
Yes, actually, I love a Jamaican man. A Jamaican man name. No, sir, you're no yard boy. You're in a house. You're master bedroom kind of material.
Mm-mm. Can't
Yes,
manage
so
yard boy.
that's kind of how it is with
That
deportation
process works.
work. So
Excellent.
as much as a lot of clients will start with an advocate, at some point they will need to kind of gel with legal counsel where I go litigate the case and do them individual hearing for them. And it's just like litigation, Andre. Andre know what litigation can I do for litigation in a court. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, except that the deck is stacked against you. Essentially, everything that the government attorney is putting on the table is true when it comes to removal.
Okay. All right. Any more questions?
I wash, cook, and clean. You want, yeah. The immigration advocates are very effective so
Yes.
long as they understand what the client is going through and so long as they know their limitations. They cannot litigate. Um, so they have to know what those limitations are.
Right.
Yeah, funds. That's the big, what are they? Kombucha. I love the kombucha. Yeah,
Mm.
Donna, that's the big, big conundrum for a lot of people that are coming across the border.
Where,
And
what that word you go?
conundrum. No, you may get it from today.
Dana, you know what? Dana, make a play one song for you. Wait. What one with this day? Dana, me I go play one song for you, yeah? Hold it right there. because we're winding down. The funds are serious issue. And Andre is saying the issues I face as a criminal defense attorney is that some immigration's attorney in my jurisdiction are not ethical. They take client money and don't help them. Andre, send them to us. We'll fix it. That's terrible, though.
Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Strike force, yeah. Little bit of money,
Dana.
little bit of money, yeah. Yeah, little bit of money, yeah. Little bit. Yo, shut your mouth with your little bit of money. Shut up. Life is sweet, like me dip it in a honey. Chick a girl with a nigga car and a nigga money. When she meet him, she fuck him, got that nigga money. Someone start hype, they make a piece of money. 1 mil Jamaican, that a strip of money. Give me woman, beer money, like.
All right, Dana, that one there for you. But yeah, it's the reality, though. I mean,
I love highlight Andre's comments.
So, Andre says the issues I face as a criminal defense attorney is that some immigration attorney, they are not in his jurisdiction, they are not ethical.
Not ethical.
And so they take clients' money and they don't help them.
Oh,
Terrible.
I'm sorry about that.
That is very, very terrible, Andre.
And I've
And so
heard
that's why we have forums like these to kind of educate clients. So listen, not because you're up there in a chuku or you're up there, you know, and you don't see anybody like you. There are people out there, reach out because there are avenues like this we can send you. If you can't afford Diani 17,500, Diani might know somebody who can say, all right, let me send it.
take Islam.
Right. You know, nobody will take less. Lord, you know what? We can play about this song again. Hold on.
Liquor money, when you go see me party, have your liquor money. Bad man, no drink off a man table. But see ya, I saw them thing unstable. Lego juice in a them gal navel. Block pocket, wanna carry down label. Boy, move on yourself with your little bit of money. Keep on your mouth with your little bit of money. Shut up! Yo, hold on with your little bit of money. Go over there so with your little bit of money. Man, not got the money.
All right, but we're not run nobody with them little bit of money, though. Come
No,
on.
and Andre, keep in mind a lot of state bars years ago when I started out, I worked for the state bars, and a lot of state bars have what we call a client protection fund, and they can me a fly and drive in a Maserati. You done? They have those is a show, yeah, it's a show the easy. So keep in mind they have if a client has been wronged by an attorney, they can get reimbursed by the state bar, that licensed attorney. So they have to report that attorney to the state bar, make a claim, and they, because a lot of clients and they them use them last look a bit of money upon lawyers, you know, and it breaks my heart when they say to me a lawyer isn't handling my case well or didn't do what they're supposed to do. So I really encourage you, Andre, if you find that an attorney is unethical, especially when it comes to client money. I think we just saw in the Gleaner where a woman was disbarred. It was a Jamaican lawyer that was disbarred for client funds.
A lot of money,
So
too.
it was a lot of money. So Andre, keep that in mind because that breaks my heart. And for those of you out there that want to join the academy, I can like hook you up. I don't want to brag or anything, but keep that in mind. Mhm.
All right. Which song we want here now? Because we're closing out. It's
It's another week in Immigration Corner. Thanks everybody for kind of rocking with us. We started out with the news. It was good news. We're always thinking of creative ways to make this educational as much as we add fun to it. We
right.
want the education component to be there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not boring.
Mm-mm.
All right. So what are we going to close out with today now?
pense plus à lui. Tu te fais du mal, s'il te plaît, n'y pense plus. Il a souillé ton âme, toi tu t'es battu. Ton cœur est plus précieux que de l'or. Ne pense plus à lui. Pour un homme, tu ne veux plus voir le jour. Des milliers d'entre eux rêvent de te faire l'amour. Ton corps est aussi beau que l'or. Que l'or. Encore tu pleures pour une histoire de love. Ils vont encore dire que t'as qu'ils parlent que d'amour, ou d'amour. Mais c'est toi qui demandes à être consolé. Moi je suis ton ami, les amis font ça toujours. Donc on va parler, tu t'es plié en quatre pour un salaud. Et pour vous tu t'es donné sans compter. Lui il a planté le couteau, et il a regardé ton sang couler. Et depuis tu ne sors plus, j'ai demandé, on m'a dit tu ne manges plus. Car mon avis tu voulais, oh, ne pense plus.
All right. Diane, you look so busy.
Yeah, tell everybody thanks for coming. I'm over here. Thanking everybody for coming.
Jamaica, watch over us. As I smoke up and drink up. We going to party.
The party are nice. Other party are nice. So, hey, other party are nice. So,
We going to party. Ladies, if you love excitement, call me, rub you the right way. We going to party tonight, yeah.
because MC Water.
Watch them girls get there so goddamn perfect. Big bumper, but they don't look like mermaid. I love champagne like me and love fervent, let's party. Lovers don't bring your heart out. Gangsters don't come with your cane. Fuck them girls, are so good, let them wonder if today's their birthday. Yeah. Jamaica, watch over us. As I smoke up and drink up. We going to party tonight, yeah. We going to party tonight, yeah. Ladies, if you love excitement, call me, rub you the right way. We going to party tonight, yeah. We going to party tonight, yeah. Blow out my split like it's some vuvuzela. Weed man, I walk around with brain food for sale. Enjoy myself with some girls I can't keep by myself. Lovers don't bring your heart out. Gangsters don't come with your cane. Fuck them girls, are so good, let them wonder if today's their birthday. Yeah. Jamaica, watch over us. As I smoke up and drink up. We going to party tonight. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Who me? I don't watch people, man. I'm looking for house and land. Who me? I don't watch people things. I's a queen. I have my own king. And some of them just talk the most. Like they know it all. Ask them how they get their Gucci purse. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Me and them can be friends. I fight the battle and Jah give me help and strength. Now it's we. That can't be English, that have to be French. And some of them just talk the most, like they know it all. But if the ground water slip and fall, it's them simple. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Me and you are no beef. I is the police and you is the thief. The people you think is your friend, them only there cause you have money to spend. And some of them just talk the most,
Like they know it all. But when your head hot and can't see your way, who you best call? I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
All right, we are at.
9:53.
Oh, we're not done. Andre, the same thing, Andre, Master. Andre, come on, come talk to me. You're being antisocial, Andre.
I sent him the link.
I just Andre. Just ask me, what am I drinking?
I stay on one church dress and one shoes. I stay focused and still grandma Lou. 3 ducks in me and for deck for gas hole.
Andre didn't get a link from us.
Yeah, I sent you a link, Andre. Check your email.
Never really see. Mommy never did that till me turn 15. Man use and abuse me, show me young and naive.
Donna has to be a guest speaker for 1 week to talk about IT.
But if I
Donna needs to be a guest speaker.
Yes. Thank you, Council.
Because I'm a struggle, I'm a blessing. But if I could start all over again, no wouldn't change a thing, I wouldn't trade a thing because I'm a struggle, I'm a blessing. If I never no charges, if I never church, no God is. If I never feel, no put my all in darkest time of the day, or the time before dawning. So me the on my journey. You know that one there. Hero is away.
You know, so that's gonna become my favorite song.
Hero is away. Hero, come on now, hey. Hero is away.
See Andrea.
Hero is away.
Andre.
All right, so Donna, as can we do a quick shout out to Donna?
So Donna
Donna
is saying
Ingram,
on Similar TV on Saturday.
Female TV on Saturday.
Donna, we're gonna bring you on one
Probably
night.
Monday or someday to talk about iTunes. So guys, if you're on the program or you know anybody who's undocumented, remember them still have to file them tax. Them still have they can buy house, everything with ITIN. It's an individual tax ID number, ITIN. And Donna are the ITIN queen. And she now have ITIN to Entrepreneurship Program, which launches January 2nd.
Right.
So you need to come and go with Donna because if you love cook, you can make it a business with your ITIN. But I feel say if you deny people in country, you don't have no paperwork, you can live up yourself and really streamline yourself. You can purchase a home, you can start a business. So Donna, we gotta bring Donna on one
day next week.
Talk about her entrepreneurship. And you should be filing taxes anyway.
Right.
Pay Uncle Sam him money.
Yeah, Uncle Sam the money.
Right.
Night, Aunt Attorney Johnson.
What's up?
Yeah, what do you have tonight? Nothing.
My cup is empty.
Water tonight?
Water. Drink water, mind my business.
Water and mind my business.
Perfect combination.
Did you catch the news?
I did.
You were?
Yeah, man, I was here from you guys. We're talking about asylum, DACA, all of this.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very informative. I was
Right.
because so one of the things is like a lot of for me it's a lot of Jamaicans who know that I'm an attorney. They will reach out if they, especially with asylum issues, and even though I am not supposed to do anything outside of my firm, I will help them with the I-589 and then say, go get an immigration attorney to do the petition and the country conditions. Because, a lot of them can't afford to do the attorney. And so just ensure to get them that leverage of the 1 year.
Yeah.
I will say, However, what I will not do is I will not put myself as the attorney of record.
So you just help them out.
Yeah, you know, say.
Do you see a lot of Jamaicans coming across
The
across
border.
Yeah, that's why I asked you that question, because between last year December to now, I know of at least
lot.
nine.
A lot.
A lot.
Nine.
Yeah.
Me don't know who send back news. Go tell them.
Yo, me as a wagwan.
My access say, me think that the lot because I never know that people still are like
No, they
but
don't come.
literally
They don't
are.
come. They
Yeah.
don't come. But they're coming without a plan. That's the only thing I don't like.
And the other issue that is now affecting them is that once they get out of lockup or custody, they now don't have a livelihood.
I would say no plan. No,
they can't work.
Zero plan.
You know, and I don't know what consequence it would have if they put on the form that they're working under the, tape. Yeah.
So I look at it two ways. You're better off being honest with immigration than immigration telling you about yourself.
That's the same thing me always say.
No, man, but they just say, boy, listen, man, because immigration will forget a lot of things that are true.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Immigration will not forget things that are untrue or misrepresented. And in fact, your work on filing taxes leads to good moral character. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And you understand? So it
Yeah.
goes two ways. It goes
Dana
two
too
ways.
says she gets a lot of calls every day.
I get a call every day. They have nothing. They have
Right.
nothing.
And if you have the ID in certain states, you'll get the ID.
Yeah, no,
That takes a while. That takes a while, and so they land with nothing for the. The ITIN is a good all over. And I was talking to Donna earlier, and she said, "Well, 8 to 10 weeks for ITIN, and that better than the 150 days I wait for the application."
Yeah. But as you know, I'm in the South. I'm in Tennessee, and it's not immigration friendly at all.
And a lot of these people are going to Tennessee. We don't know what upper Tennessee, some of them are go up there. I'm like, how you found your way to Tennessee?
So where I live, for one, in Knoxville, it's surrounded by Pigeon Forge, which is the home of Dolly Parton, and it's a lot of resorts out there. So a lot of these. So one of the things that is prominent now is that a lot of Jamaicans have started companies that take people from Jamaica to work in these resorts. And so because there are a lot of resorts in Tennessee, a lot of persons are moving here to work.
And friend and say, come.
Correct. So that has led to, an exodus of Jamaicans here.
Yeah.
Wow.
But here's the thing though, it's ripe for business because we don't have a lot of Jamaican stores here. We don't have no Jamaican restaurants. We don't have Jamaican products. So if you're somebody who is into that area, it is ripe for you to put on a little star, a little shop, a little business, and yeah.
Okay.
So Diani, what you're saying? We're starting a Jamaican restaurant in Pigeon Forge?
No, we're gonna start an immigration law firm.
Yeah.
I am here now. I'm ready because them $17,000.
May I tell you, I'm telling you, and what you can do is batch them out, like do 5 or 10 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Here's the question though, from a business perspective, especially if you major, let's say, in asylum, how do you make money? And I'm not asking you to tell me your business, but how would you make money? How would one make money when the asylees are coming in and most of them, they don't have a job, as you rightly said, they don't have a plan. They can't even pay for an attorney.
When they make their asylum and immigration matter their priority, they will find the money. Okay. I think it's us attorneys that get in the minds of these individuals and say they don't have the money. They have it because they're buying Gucci sneakers and Louis Vuitton backpacks. In my mind,
the things.
They are. You never see. Within 2 months after reaching here, they're buying cars. They're not suffering. I think we, and I'm not saying that to be coy, but I know for a fact there are people that call me. I'm say when you get the money, call me back. Within a month, Miss Winter, I'm ready, you know. I want to look at 3,000, I want to look at $4,000. I'm ready. Put them on a payment plan.
Yeah, that's
But
better.
yes, and we will work. That time I work with them. Me and you work. You understand? But I think, and here's, I look at it differently because I've worked in big law. And I've watched the same people who come off of the train or come off of the boat or get let go out of Mexico, wherever, walk into these big, large law firms. They're
That's
putting
right.
that money on the desk.
They do.
So because I have that insight, I have little pity for people who tell me they don't have any money.
Mhm.
They send home 3 barrels at Christmas time. They buy new cars.
Mhm.
They're flying up and down over the East Coast. They're not hungry.
They have it.
They have it. I think they have it.
So,
And
Andre, from a business perspective too, or maybe what you could do is to understand who your market is, and so if you can move away from the red ocean people,
I'm going to the blue ocean. Come
oceans.
swim with us, Andre. Come swim with us.
The water is very inviting over on that side, you know. It's
So you might want to, yeah,
the
because what
water
you
very inviting over there, Diani. I'm really, you know.
You have the skills. I'm not asking. I'm telling that you have
Honestly,
the
I
skills.
spoke to a client today and she found work instantly, even when they took her documents away. So get ready for my IT into entrepreneurship program.
They'll find. I'm telling you. I see, and I'm doing this a long time, Andre.
Mm.
My challenge is more so us attorneys need to deliver proper service, like what you said. It's never the client can't afford to. Our clients will pay us if we're delivering really good service. They'll find the money. Then we beg, borrow, steal.
Yeah.
Find the
So
money.
to expound on the question I'd asked, or well, the comment I made about my jurisdiction. So what I find is a lot of the attorneys will know, especially for, let's say, a person who enters without any form of documentation, and they don't have any stamp to say they came across legally, and so there are attorneys here who will take those cases and will say to the clients, we can get you status without you having to go back to your country, which is not true.
Nice.
And then they don't do anything and the person get deported and there's nobody to complain to because the person is now out of the country. And so you'll have a family member calling me to say, hey,
what can be done?
Was sent home, or you know, but this attorney took $50,000 and said they were going to get them status, and nothing has happened.
Then this goes back to the conversation. Then why did you think they have no money to pay if they're paying attorneys $50,000?
Yeah,
that means I'm undercharging.
Yeah, but you know, in my line of work, you know, I am not charging anybody because right now I'm working for the state. But when, because you know, with PDEA and my PDEA obligations, I'm always I don't want to get a bar complaint, so that's my first thing. Because you see this, me know them ready. So I'm always saying, you know, when they come in, hey, as far as my obligations are, I have to give you immigration advice. I'm not an immigration attorney, so I would rather you go consult with an immigration attorney.
Does your office have them sign the PDEA warnings?
My office? No, we don't have them sign. I don't know if my office is aware of their
but here's the thing: don't make them sign it, because me love when they not sign it, because then me can't raise my PDEA.
I know, and I know it's a bar. It's a bar that immigration attorneys use. Yes. But here's the fear when it comes to me.
It wasn't given. You know, the courts are sending us transcripts, and the judge them ask, do they do it in open court, the PDEA?
No.
Okay.
So what happens is, like, so typically we will see a lot of Hispanic clients just based on where we are. And they will come in for mostly domestic assaults and DUIs.
But that's how they get them.
Yeah. And so even there are attorneys who don't know that the jail, once there's no local hold on the client, and it's only an ICE hold, that the jail has 48 hours within which to release the client. And if they do not, then you can call the jail and tell them to release your clients. So many attorneys don't know that. And so there are oftentimes when they're non-citizens at the jail who have been there for 2 weeks waiting on ICE to pick them up.
Well, it also doesn't it also depends if the jails I think it's 287G where they cooperate with ICE.
Yeah, if they're privatized and they have a contract with ICE.
Then they're not letting you go. You could have called them, come them now.
But you know, the ACLU has filed a lawsuit against these jails.
North Carolina is guilty of that. They won't let them go. They won't let them go. They'll because they have the agreement with ICE.
Yeah. To put the detainer to, you know. But what I am fearful of, Diani and Darren, is I don't want an immigration lawyer calling me into court to cross-examine me to say, did you give this client advice? So I go out of my way to ensure that they're aware of the collateral consequences of any plea that they're going to take. But honestly, I try not to plead clients to anything that is going to have collateral consequences. So I'll spend a lot of time going through the statutes to find a subsection that would not be a crime of moral turpitude or to get it under that aggravated felony.
But you're unique in that. You're unique.
You have the criminal background.
You're unique in that you're willing to go down that road. A lot of public defenders or even the prosecutors, they're not do that.
So the pushback I get is, again, I'm in Tennessee and it's East Tennessee. And so a lot of prosecutors will say, well, I didn't tell anybody to come here illegal.
Exactly what I mean.
And so you can't even get them to use the language of saying undocumented or non-citizen.
They said illegal.
Yeah. And the other thing is a lot of attorneys don't pay attention to licensed permanent residents and realize that the pleas will also
have limitations.
So it's important for, so Andre, you really need to go to criminal immigration.
Yeah,
that's a challenge. Criminal immigration, because you need somebody with the criminal side kind of help people, you know.
Well, once a person get arrested, you can take on the case from that through immigration because one, you understand the plea where you go for.
Right.
I know criminal law because that's what I've always done, but I don't really know immigration law like that, and I would need a mentor. I think you
know enough to be dangerous.
Yes, very dangerous.
Big liar talk. I have learned so much tonight. Listen to Dana. Queen, you have to come on the show. Queen, we need it over here, so because this is a whole different level of practice, especially for our Black and brown communities. I think we need to raise the level of the legal service we're providing, as opposed to just let me fill out that form. I feel no, we could sit down and talk to the client and say, okay, you can't get an IT, no, you can't file a tax because guess what? You see, although you don't have no option right now. Under cancellation of removal in front of the judge, I can use the taxes to show continuous presence. So it's a whole different level of practice, which is why I'm not afraid to put my cost on the table because what I'm bringing to you and your family is a totally different experience.
And you know that, as you said, that Diani, that's important to note, as you said, continuous presence, because in my personal life, when I started working here, apart from paying federal income tax and state tax, they were charging me non-immigrant tax because you're not an American citizen, so you have to pay non-immigrant tax. And I'm like, no, this is ridiculous because I was paying like $500 extra every pay period for non-immigrant tax. And I started looking through the tax code, and I realized that it says continuous presence in the United States make you a citizen for tax purposes. And I was like, hold on, no. Or to give it back every right cent to the take out
knowing that tax code, which is where Donna comes in, who is also the academy, she had a tax queen. About what that looks like. No, but I know what you mean. I remember when I came here, I came on a green card and they're like, oh, but you know have 1 year residency in New York. It's like a whole confusion. This not confuse me and hurt up my head. It don't make
Right.
no sense to my time the language that I use just to
Yeah.
charge for
And
foreign.
to get you away, to push you
Yeah.
away. Mhm.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what this is about. That's what these conversations are about. Of course, sometimes we want to have a look of fun with it, but for the most part, we want to educate as well and
Right.
inform.
Immigration edutainment. Great show, guys.
Entertainment.
Now I
All
feel a
right.
part of the team. Like I need to make this my regular Monday night hangout
Yes,
spot.
Monday, Wednesday, something.
Listen, Monday and Wednesday, and it's a commitment. No matter how we feel, sometimes we not
Yeah.
can bother.
Absolutely, like,
I lecture on Wednesdays, so Wednesdays are
Okay.
definitely out for me.
No, that's all right. We do Monday night, we can talk and come
Yeah.
up with a plan.
oh, what's happening? Educate people and get clients as well. Send them over.
And if anybody wants to book a chat, you can book a chat with attorney, Professor Darren Johnson. Hi, Isaiah. How are you? Book a chat with Professor Darren Johnson. Professor Johnson, you want to share your link on how they can book a chat with you?
Yeah, wait there. Yeah, man. We have the links.
Tell me the link. Let me share it for you.
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna drop it in the
Drop it
thing.
in the chat. And if anybody wants to start any kind of immigration service or service to immigrants, you need to hook up with me, come through the academy where we share cases. We don't send no business outside of the academy. Everything stays within us. We're keeping the money within our community.
Sign me up,
For the
Kristen.
Really?
write my name, write my. Now you say you can't sing Darren on the road.
Really?
I've been changed.
Hey.
I've been changed since the Lord has.
Eh,
And I want to be ready when
Let everybody dance all you don't know it.
Yeah, church
I don't like me, I know it. So my church girl, Andrea, we grew up in a church.
You were an Adventist?
No, apostolic.
Sign me up
Boy,
for Christian.
Eh?
my mind on the road. I've been and I wanna be when Jesus
We have exactly everything.
Sign me up for Christian Jubilee.
no a tambourine. You want a tambourine? On the road.
No mistake. Sin, the Lord has lifted me. I wanna be where Jesus come.
All right, good people. So until then, we have 4 on my here. Spread the news. We're signing up people for the academy. If you want help with your immigration issues, I'll educate you on that. If you need to go to court, we have our attorney Gianni Winterfunde in house. We also have our criminal immigration attorney Andre Johnson.
Immigrants. If you know anybody who's an immigrant that got arrested, we need to bring in attorney Johnson who can do everything.
With Kevin.
Kevin. He might have individual hearing tomorrow. He might have big trial at Atlanta tomorrow, master.
Oh,
We have a trial, yeah.
He might have trial tomorrow.
oh, that's where Kevin is. He's in ATL.
No, he's here, but him and I, we go. So Kevin and I
You're
are.
federal, you know, so you go everywhere.
Oh no, okay. Oh no. I didn't know it was an immigration. I thought it was a criminal matter.
He is, but Kevin and I are at the top of the academy. So
Okay.
Kev is my right hand when it comes to like criminal law and immigration. I am more employment, business investment, but I have extensive experience with immigration courts because I used to work at a big immigration law firm and I handled all of their removal cases. So I was litigating 3-4 times a week.
Look at
Miami,
that.
New York. So that's my wheelhouse. That's my sweet spot. I don't like it, but I like to teach it. I like to say, all right, let's run with this case. This is how we're going to do it. So Kev is litigating tomorrow up in Atlanta, and it's a matter of crimmigration. So it will have in somebody who has an ag felony, you know, Andre,
Mhm.
aggravated felony who left and went on vacation. That's a big thing with a lot of Caribbean folks. They have
We
these
can't
house
understand.
arrests,
Having them something.
and then jump on a plane. Where are you going? They
Them
get
have a
these
look
ugly
only.
convictions and they leave.
That's crazy.
Stay here.
You
Go.
have your conviction. Stay. Why? Where are you going?
Go here. Stay here. I want to avoid the bus them too. I
But
love
you
the
know,
bus.
one of the other thing, Diani, is I saw an attorney. He's Jamaican as well, and he does immigration in Florida, and he was posting on his Instagram, and he was saying that he was basically saying, giving a message to people who are filing for asylum, and he was speaking to the men, and he was like, "You can't come and file for asylum, and then 9 months later you come and tell me your baby mother pregnant."
Right.
Thank you. And that's what I said. We're on this trend right now with the Jamaican cases. It's going to reach a peak, then it's going to be downhill. Because I've seen it with Venezuela. I remember you could shut your eye and get a Venezuela case approved. Now,
Yeah.
because everybody, Syria, all them places, you know, it's like this, and then you see it start go so.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, every single male or female out of Jamaica filing for asylum is gay. That's going to be problematic. Yeah, man. But that's how we do it. That's how we do it. So we're building a community with a large reach where we share resources, where we share cases, and where we share information.
Mm-hmm. So which song we're gonna have us take us out tonight?
Anyone must.
You have to play one of my songs. You're not playing none of my songs.
All right, what are your songs?
None of my songs them can't play by yourself, brother.
Tell me
All
version.
right. After him, I want Valiant Science. Don't check.
You have to play. You have to play Family, because since this is my newfound family by Popcorn and Jerry Island.
All right.
Mira, how much song we have played tonight? 2 more.
No, Darren, you have
Come on.
Real better them. And them no know when we are buy cheese
Adina.
And them no know when we are get chased by cops and the mac and the handgun drop. Nah, no man make it now. No struggle feel.
Yep.
I know all of the pussy them. I know who fucking real now make them trick me and kill me.
All right.
Wow, this song is so colorful. That is so colorful. What is your song?
Thanks everybody for watching. Don't check.
Lord Jesus.
You know, all real brap.
Yep.
Oh, ha, he. Yo, sorry.
A lot of I mean, people have been cursing about this song, but listen.
What am I cursing?
You know this song, Andre?
No.
Don't shake it and count and make the skull upset. No, don't say it.
But you people have really watched Gigi at all.
I don't
Alright, good people. Take care. Walk good.
Walk good.
Everybody, see you Wednesday night at 8:30.
And good up if follow you.